Have you ever had that dream of striking digital gold? Mining cryptocurrency from your computer and just getting rich? Well, a lot of people find out it's way, way harder than it looks. Today, we're going to demystify crypto mining by following a story. It's a tale of big ambition, some really costly mistakes, and eventually, a clever solution that could make all the difference. So let's meet our main character, Crook. And this is him at his lowest point. He poured absolutely everything into his dream of mining crypto, and he came up with nothing. Zero. It's that moment of total defeat that, sadly, a lot of new miners can probably relate to.
So what went so wrong? Well, Crook is like a lot of us. He heard these amazing stories about fortunes being made with Bitcoin, and he just jumped right in. He figured he could get rich, almost overnight. He set up all his computers, got everything humming, and just waited for that digital gold to start rolling in. It did not.
And this really shows you the brutal difference between the dream and the reality. The dream was simple, right? Passive income, digital gold just flowing out of his laptop. But the reality? It was a nightmare. We're talking sky-high electricity bills, a computer room that was literally as hot as a furnace, and a dream that basically went up in smoke from all his overheating gear.
So yeah, completely broke, in debt, and just totally disheartened, Crook had nowhere else to go. He went to his friend Luke, who actually gets the crypto space, and just laid it all out there. He confessed he'd lost everything trying to make it as a solo miner.
And this, right here, is where the story takes a turn. Luke listens to Crook's story, but he doesn't just offer sympathy. He actually offers a real solution. He introduces Crook to a totally different and, frankly, much smarter way to get into mining.
Luke's words were pretty blunt, but Crook needed to hear it. He basically told him that trying to mine Bitcoin all by yourself these days is like trying to win the lottery. I mean, the odds are just astronomically against you. He said the only way to win is to completely change the game you're playing.
And Luke's solution was this: join a mining pool. Now, it's not about swimming, of course. It's a digital pool where thousands of miners all combine their computer power. So instead of everyone competing against each other, they start working together as a team.
Okay, but that just brought up more questions for Crook. Like, work together to do what? Luke kept talking about finding a block, and Crook was just totally lost. So to really get how pools work, you first have to understand the very basics of what miners are even trying to do.
And that was Crook's next question, which gets right to the heart of it all. What in the world is a block? It's like the fundamental piece of the puzzle in the crypto world. Luke broke it down for him in 4 simple steps. Okay, so think of it like this. Every Bitcoin transaction happening anywhere in the world gets gathered into a big list, kind of like a page in a notebook. When that page is full, it gets bundled up into what we call a block. Now, the job of a miner is to seal or validate that block by solving an incredibly, incredibly difficult math puzzle. And that right there shows you the problem for a solo miner. You're just one person competing against millions of others to solve it first. The very first one to get the answer gets the entire Bitcoin reward for that block.
Which brings us right back to Luke's advice, and this table lays it all out perfectly. Solo mining, it's a huge risk for a huge but super unlikely reward. It's you against the world. Pool mining, on the other hand, is low risk. It's a collective effort. Now, the rewards are smaller because you have to split them with everyone else in the pool, and this is the key, they are far, far more consistent.
This is the fundamental trade-off, you see. As Luke explained it, you're essentially giving up your lottery ticket in exchange for a steady paycheck. You're not going to get rich overnight, but you're also not going to get those terrifying electricity bills for absolutely nothing. You'll actually start to earn something. So Crook took the advice. He joined a mining pool, and guess what? His fortunes finally started to change. The steady profits began to trickle in. But as you know, in the world of crypto, solving one problem can sometimes introduce a whole new temptation. What do you do with the money you're earning?
So yeah, for a while, everything was going great. Those insane electricity bills, gone. Instead, small but regular deposits of Bitcoin started showing up in his wallet. The dream of making money from crypto was alive again, only this time it was built on something stable and realistic. He was finally playing the long game. But then, the crypto world did what it does best. A brand new, shiny dog token just burst onto the scene. Everyone was talking about it. The hype was deafening. Stories were flying around about miners who pointed their machines at it and made an absolute fortune overnight.
And this put Crook at a crossroads, a choice that pretty much every pool miner faces sooner or later. Does he stick with the proven, steady returns of mining Bitcoin, or does he chase the hype,
redirect all his mining power to this new token, and gamble on a massive, massive payout.
And yeah, forgetting the painful lesson he had just learned, the temptation was just too strong. Crook sold the Bitcoin he'd been steadily earning, pointed all of his mining power at the new dog token, and was completely convinced that this time, this gamble was going to be the one. So, Crook's journey really leaves us with this one big question. The technology itself, like joining a mining pool, offers a pretty clear path to steady returns if you approach it smartly. But the strategy around mining is just filled with these temptations for high-risk windfalls. The real challenge isn't just solving the math puzzle to find a block, it's navigating the human puzzle of greed versus patience. For anyone thinking about mining, the lesson is clear. Chasing the lottery is almost always a losing game, but working together can actually get you a consistent reward.